Okay, I swear the more organized I try to become, the more out of control I get. Right now I've got the ceramic wool left over. It actually worked out pretty good because what I estimated it would take to build the kiln, for $6 more, I could double the amount that I got. So I could get a whole box for just about the price if I could for 20 square foot. So that worked out alright. But now I got a bunch left over. I got my animal bedding, big old bag of that. So I gotta find a spot to put it where critters won't get it. Like I said, I hate wedging. I think it's because I'm not very good at it. I've tried to learn spiral wedging, and to date I have not figured that out yet. What I found out was when I spiral wedge, I'm actually introducing air into the clay, and that's why I blow up pots sometimes. The dog's barking at me. So I got about, I don't know, a little over 3 pounds of clay here. And so what I'm doing currently is like a ram's head wedging. And it works for me. It's a pain to do, but I don't get air in the clay like I do when I spiral wedge. And I've watched videos, and I see these men and women, they'll take a piece of clay that big around, and they'll just roll it like that, roll it, and it goes around and around and around, and when they get through, they wind it up, and it makes a big chunk of clay, and then you can cut off of it. I don't know how to do that yet, so we're still learning. Keep in mind, I didn't start doing this, let's see, I built my wheel in April of this year. It's August 3rd now. I think I threw my first pot in May, and constantly learning ever since. So I'm going to do this for a bit. This is why they call it the ram's head, because you get a spiral on both sides, and then it makes like a ram's face. I think sometimes they call it a bull's head. But anyway, I'll get this wedged up, and then we'll put her on the wheel and see what we got. Or see what we can do with it is. Okay, here we go. Cleaned up the wheel. I guess I ought to do a better job of keeping it that way, but since I'm the only one that ever uses it, I'm the one that I have to answer to. So, if I leave it a little bit messy, that's okay. When I started this adventure, like I said, I've always been a painter. I do portrait paintings, landscapes, things like that. When I left my day job, I left with the intention of starting making my art more of a business. But what I realized was I don't want to paint. I don't want other people to dictate to me what I should be painting. Rather, I don't want to have to make a living painting things that I'm not excited about painting. So I want to paint what I want to paint, what's inside of me. So I got to thinking, okay, I need another way to make money. So I came up with this idea about custom tiles like backsplashes, bathrooms, things like that. So in learning the clay, it was a natural progression that I had to learn the clay and the glazes and the firing and what to do and when to do it. So in doing my test pieces for my tiles, you can spend, a full day doing a set of tiles, like say enough for a kitchen. And then if you screw one thing up, whether it's the wrong clay, the wrong bisque temperature, the wrong glaze is poorly applied, then all that's scrap. So it's just a throwaway. So that's when I built my wheel, and it's easier and definitely a lot more fun to throw a dozen pots and then glaze those and see what your effects are. So I'm to the point now where I'm about, well, I won't say I got it figured out, but I'm closer than I was. So I've still got to get me an exhaust fan to pull away the clay dust, because that stuff can really mess with your lungs. But in the meantime, I'm throwing pots. So I'm going to start out. I've got a plywood bat. I made 3 or 4 of these, but one of them is real badly worn. I need to cut some more of them. The bat's good. If you have a piece that's delicate, that if you're afraid to deform it, if you move it, you can put it on the bat and do all kinds of things with it. Also, if you have a flopped bowl, if it was thrown on the bat, you can actually turn the whole thing upside down and let it drape back somewhat into shape. I've done that with a few pots. But what I like to use, and this is a trick I learned on YouTube, I forget the pot that I learned it from, is a piece of tar paper. So you put it in water and let it soak. And I've saved some of my sloppy slip that was down here on the wheel. So you put some slip on your bat. Oh, this is messy business. Take your tar paper, set it on there, kind of get it stuck in the middle, and then I just start the center and work my way out. That's it. So get that cleaned up. Now the nice thing about this is it's ready to put the ball of clay on it. And it also kind of marks your center. You can't really see it from that angle, but it kind of gets you ready to put the clay on. Now my problem is I can see the center. I know where the center is, and when I go to throw it, I almost always throw it wide. So this is a little less than half of what I wedged up a few minutes ago. I picked up some red somewhere and got on there. So did a real good job cleaning. But I will just say that was perfect. Right, so throw it down there. I saw one guy said he hits it twice. Right, and you can see I'm off center already. And this is, I can center okay. I'm not the best at it. I've got a bucket of water over here, and I got a butter bowl full of water here, and I just kind of go as I know. So I'm not a professional potter. I'll never make any claims to be, but I do what I can. Get a little water on it. Oh, we're slipping. Now the only thing about this kick wheel is the pressure that you put on it, especially when you're centering, you actually stop the wheel. So I got her stuck pretty good. So you have to keep kicking it. I got it here one day and threw 9 pieces, and the next day I was wore out. My legs hurt. I couldn't hardly walk because of all the kicking. One good benefit is it's aerobic. Now see, what's weird is this is where I usually mess up. I can cone up, and then when I go to cone down, I don't know if you can see the twisting, and it just doesn't. I don't know what I'm doing. I saw one guy, he said that a lot of beginning potters mess up because they try to keep it all in one place. He said you got to move it around a little bit. Well, what I've seen, it's going to move around anyway. So, you see, it's pretty sad. I'm sure all I'm doing is embarrassing myself to all you real potters out there, but I don't know. It won't be the first thing I've been embarrassed about. We're almost there. See, I get it coned up, I can get it centered. Coned down, it's like I lose it. And I almost always lose clay. Even if I bucket. I try to keep a bucket right here with the right clay in it. One thing that helps now is all my clays that I buy are mid-fire. So it's not as critical if I mix up a little red or a little raccoon clay in. It ain't gonna really hurt. It ain't too hard.
Hi, Katie, what's up?
Nothing much. What about you?
Playing the hits.
Like always.
Loving life, living large.
Living good.
Katie, thanks for checking in to the ultimate party.
Thank you so much.
And from the Anything by Stevie Wonder department, here's I Wish.
Alright, that's tolerable. So we got it fairly centered. Got it down into a, let's call it a little patty thing. So now we stick a thumb in it. We'll go down pretty close to the bottom. Don't go too far. That gives me an opening. Now I'm going to open it up. And this is kind of tricky because it's tricky to learn. Because you're trying to press down and pull out at the same time. You really don't want to press down too much. You want all your pulling to be straight out. Okay, apparently I talked too much. Well, did too much on the introduction, I guess, and then I ran out of time because my camera's got a timer on it. So anyway, I got the tar paper loose. I think I was just starting to pick it up when I heard it click off. So I've got my little jar or cup or whatever you want to call it sitting right there. And what I'll do is I'll let it dry for till tomorrow, and then I can I'll usually put a handle on it first, just because I don't know, it's easier to. Well, on the tar paper pad, it dries slower on the bottom than it does on the sides. So I've got to get it. I don't want to pull it off the tar paper until it's a little bit stiffer. But I can put the handle on it, and then as long as I don't extend the handle down too far at the bottom, then I can still trim it after the bottom stiffens up some more. So anyway, that's it. That's my demo. Like I said, if you're looking for instruction on how to throw pottery, you need to go somewhere else because that ain't me. I'm still learning, but it's a whole lot of fun, and I've learned a lot in just a few months, and hope you continue to learn as I go. So we just keep on trying.